Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 in House Flipper. We're at the house with uninvited guests, and in the first episode of this house we cleaned out all the debris and the uninvited guests. Yeah. And then we put in the plaster to fill the broken areas and popped in some radiators. So for today, I think it would be good to pick a colour scheme and to start painting. I was actually thinking about this and I thought, let's try something a little bit different. Let's go for a sort of Scandinavian-y sort of finish with lots of pale colours and wood and white and maybe an accent colour which is really kind of a little bit more, shall we say. Actually, let's start with flooring. So I was thinking that we would have a main colour scheme of white and pale woods, but we would have an accent colour, and I thought that we would have orange as our accent colour. Bet you didn't see that one coming, because it's kind of an unusual colour to use, isn't it? So let's go for the pine panelled flooring so that everything is bright and light and fabulous. So let's put the pine flooring everywhere. Oh, come on, yeah, that's it. So we'll go through everywhere except the bathroom, of course, because we'll want tile on the bathroom floor. So let's see, can we reach that, that, and the edge where the door is, alright. And the edge where the door is again, and then the final room, and then all of the flooring will be the nice white pine. Now for the bathroom, we do have the pale tile already in there, but I was thinking maybe we could go for the orange. I don't think, is there a completely white? There is a completely white. We could go for a completely white floor, but I was thinking we could go for the orange floor and then put white tiles on the walls and have the orange on the floor. I thought that might work quite nicely. So we've got the bright orange flooring, and now we can go for something a little bit different on the walls. So for the walls, we want to now go for walls tile, and I think we would want white. Now we can either go for white or we can go for something a little bit different, but I think I'd kind of like to go for the big white tiles, the big white ones, and we'll just do the whole of this bathroom in the white tiling, and then go for a few little accents and things. And keep in mind that we're thinking of the pale woods and white and orange as our colour scheme for the entire house, not just for one room but for the whole house this time. So I want to try and keep the whole house that unified sort of style and just see what we end up with. Because the beauty of a game like this is we can try anything we want and see what we end up with. And if we don't like it, we can say, oh look, we've tried that, let's do something different. Whereas in real life, if you try and do something like that, you'll have spent an absolute fortune just to realise that you don't like it. So you're much more likely to be more conservative and not go out of the box in real life. Whereas in the game you can do absolutely anything you want, because if it doesn't work out, we can just say experiment done, and just say, look guys, this didn't work, so I recommend that you don't waste your time doing this one because it just didn't work too well. And always remember, when you're doing this game, make sure that you don't miss edges of windows, because that is the place I'm most likely to miss personally. So I guess I'm guessing that that's something that a lot of people will do, is miss one of the edges of one of the windows or something. Because that's quite often the place I always come back to and say, oh look, I've missed a bit. So the white tiling is going on quite nicely here. It's not a big bathroom, but then the house isn't that big, to be honest. It would probably suit a single person or a young married couple starting out in life, or maybe a retiring couple who don't want too much space to have to try and clean because it's just too much effort. Now I think, right, so let's keep going. I don't know, I think we might need another stack after this one. Let's just keep going and see how it is. But look at the difference between what we've done and the colour it was. So it is quite a murky, sort of dirty looking little house. So we're definitely going to make a huge improvement just by painting the walls and things. It's hugely different already. Look at it. It's quite satisfying though, the fact that you don't feel like you've done a ton of work by just changing the paint on the walls or changing a few of the tiles. It makes such a huge difference to the entire aesthetic and feel of the entire house. You think, oh gosh, it's an abandoned wreck, and then you do a little bit of painting, pop a few tiles on, and it looks like a brand new house, and that's absolutely amazing feeling. Let's just get one more stack because we're doing quite well here, I think. The quite small rooms actually don't take that long to do the painting and tiling of, especially when you've got the upgraded skills, so things go a lot faster. Yeah, we're nearly there. We might have to buy another stack because we've still not done round the window, and above the window and round the edges actually takes quite a lot of tile stacks, because even the little tiny amounts take a full stack of your tiles, which they don't do in real life. And the half tiles up here would only be half a tile in real life. In the game they're an entire stack, so the game reflects life in a lot of ways. But then again, if you're trying to put on half a tile, anyone who's actually done real tiling will tell you you could perhaps break an entire stack trying to get one to break in half properly. You definitely need the right tools if you're working with tiles, because it is really easy to break them in the wrong places. Even with the right tools, it can still be quite easy to break them in the wrong places. So yeah, tiling is not my favourite job. It's really difficult. It's fine if you've got full tiles to be used all the time, but very rare that a job requires all full tiles. You're always going to need a corner or a half or a quarter or something somewhere, and that's where you run into the problems, because the tiles are so fragile. There we go. And we'll sell the few we have left. Lovely. Right, next job. We want some paint. So we're going to want white paint, quite a lot of it, and then the accent orange. So white paint. We're going to want many. So we'll have one in the hall, one in here, a couple in here, and one in here. And then we will start painting, and we'll see how far we can get with the paint that we've got. So take a look at the before and the after. See? Huge improvement for a tiny amount of work. See? Lovely, isn't it? That's why it's such a satisfying game. In real life it's much harder, of course, but for the game it's actually really therapeutic and lots of fun. So let's pop our paint everywhere. I missed a bit, didn't I? Don't forget the bit you missed, because we don't want to miss anything. So that's the little hallway done, so now we can start on the next room. We're going to finish off the can that's in the hallway. Before we move on to the one that's in this room. The paint's going further than I expected actually. That's really good news. We are going to want accent walls somewhere in the orange, aren't we? But I've not really thought too much about where that's going to go yet. I'll give that a little bit more thought in a bit. We definitely want an accent wall in the main living room area, and probably in the bedroom, but I'm not sure if we want one in this room. If we're going to turn it into a study, a lot of this could be bookshelves, or we might make it a second bedroom. Still haven't decided. What would you guys do? Would you put in 2 bedrooms, or would you want an office and study? I guess it depends whether you think you've got a family, a new family, or a young married couple who think they might want a guest room or potentially have children soon, so maybe stay here while they have their first child, or a retiring couple who might prefer to have an office, or a single person who might want to work from home and have an office. I think a lot of the bigger houses end up being for families in this game, so it might be nice to do it for a retired couple or a single person who would want to work from home and make it an office, because we don't tend to make that many offices, do we? Yes, I missed a little strip of the painting right here, look. See what I mean about it being these little corners are the things that you tend to miss. Yep, that's all done I think. Right, so we need to move this paint can somewhere else. Let's go back to the paint and start painting in this main room. Right, and that one is now empty. And I don't think we need the plaster again, but I'm not going to get rid of it just yet, because if I do get rid of it, I'm bound to find somewhere that I failed to paint, of course. Probably don't need to paint this, but I'm thinking of putting in a glass door, and I'm not quite sure if you can see the edges through the glass door. You probably can't through the frame, to be honest, but I'm not going to take the risks. Let's paint this now. Where are we going to put the accent wall? Should the accent wall be the end wall or this back wall? Probably the back wall, yeah? Probably will be the back wall, won't it? That kind of makes more sense. Right, am I just painting a little bit too fast for the paintbrush to keep up with me, perhaps? And that one is empty. Back to painting. Perhaps I miscalculated the amount of paint we would need in the for the house. I thought it was going to need 2 paint pots in here, but it might not, especially if we're going to do the accent wall. Now what are we doing? We're doing quite well here, I think. We're moving quite quickly through the house. And the white paint's going on really well. Don't forget the inside of the windowsills and frames. More paint. And above the window. Don't forget the corners, we've done that. Good, good, good. We're moving on to the side wall. Don't forget that bit there. I can feel myself relaxing with the painting. It's quite therapeutic. I've said that already, haven't I? Probably. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. But the painting's kind of soothing me half to sleep, and it's hard to keep talking when you kind of feel like you're half asleep. Did I do that? I need more paint on my paint roller. Right, so just double check that that's all painted okay. And above the top of the window. Ooh, and it's saving all the way across the top. More paint. And just finish off this wall here. Do you know, I think I might just go around everywhere. I'm just going to paint everything white, and then we can come back and decide where we want the orange, and then everything's painted, so we're not worrying about what we've missed. Because I think I've got more paint than I need, so we can just paint everything, and then we'll decide where we're going to put the accent colours. And then everything's painted and we don't need to think about it. Right, here we go. So the final room for the white paint already. I think we've made pretty good time actually for this. Just go around this corner here. Again, I think this might be the accent wall, but I'm going to paint everything white in case we change our minds. There we go. Refill the paint roller. Above the top of the window. Around the side. Under the window. More paint. Good, we didn't miss anything. So I think we're on the final wall. And we have an abundance of paint. And refill. More paint. And we are done with the paint. So let's get rid of all the white paint pots, and we can get rid of the plaster because we haven't discovered any more problems. So now we want, press the wrong button, now we want our orange paint. So walls, paint, and we want an, paint. So the copper coins are pale orange, but I really want something a bit more snappy. Ooh, mandarin or fiery? Ooh, fiery maybe. Maybe fiery orange. How does that look? Yes, fiery orange. We'll have that by now. Fiery orange. And let's paint. So I think for this main room, the accent wall needs to be the big one without windows and things on it. Yes, that's lovely and bright. That's kind of what I was thinking. So everything else is pale, and then you just want this big snap in one area. So look at that. That is a snap, isn't it? Snap! And then in the bedroom, I think the main accent wall, well, we can have that one or we can have this one. I think we shall have this one. That is a snazzy colour. What do you think? kind of like that. Very nice. And I think we will put an accent wall in the library. I think we will make it the big wall. So we'll keep the theme of the white and orange everywhere, and we will also put it in every room. Look at that. Something to keep you awake while you're trying to work, yeah? And do we want any colour in the hallway? Do you know, I think I might turn the wall where the door is into the orange, see? And we'll put an accent round the side like that. And I think that is the painting completed. So we are definitely going to need light fittings next. So lamps, ceiling lamps. Now, is there anything that's got orange? I'd really like a ceiling lamp where I can change the colour. Ah, look at that orange. Oh yes, we've got to do this. This has got to be done. Right, so where's the... I'm just trying to figure out where. What do you mean it can only hang on a ceiling? That is a ceiling. Silly people. What do you mean it can only hang on a ceiling? It is a ceiling, right. Are they in line? Yep. There we go, that's lights for... Keep pressing the wrong button there, that's right. So that's the ceiling lamp. So we need something for the bathroom, don't we? I think I'd like the mini halogens in the bathroom, and I think we should have a couple of them. Or should we have three? Let's have, can I get them in line? So three. So that, I think, might work. Yep. So we've got lamps in all of the rooms. We've got fixtures in rooms. So we also need curtains. House, doors and windows, curtains and blinds. We would like a closed window blind to go in the bathroom, because that always just makes that much more sense to do it that way. And we have another window, so we will do the same in here. Let's fit the second blind. And then I think I would prefer curtaining in the other rooms. So if we go to curtains, we want a short narrow in an orange for this window here. Let's fit that in, and here, and up. And then this is a wide window, so we need to go for the short wide window in the orange on this wall, and assemble that one up here. I think we're making beautiful progress on this house. So there we have the beginning shape of our potential office space or spare bedroom. Our bathroom, our definite bedroom, so we want the curtain in here as well. Let's fit in the curtain rail up here. Just screw that nicely to the wall and pop up our curtains, and then this one is again same wider curtaining, so that just fits. I was a little bit concerned that some of the windows might not work with the curtain treatment, because you do need that little bit of space at the sides of the windows in order to be able to add the curtaining. So that's the curtaining for the bedroom area, which just leaves us with the kitchen area. So that's the narrow curtain again, the short narrow in the orange. Let's take that and pop that one in. So we're now on our final room for the curtain treatment. So I think we will be ready to start popping in furniture in the next episode. Another narrow one, just fits. Oh, we're doing really well here. I'm being able to put everything that I wanted to exactly where I want it. That's really good news. And then this is a wide one again, so we need to go back to the short wide curtain again, and in the orange, and pop that up and fit that. And that is the final curtain I think that we needed to put in our house. So we have our curtains in our beautiful living area. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy gaming!